Welcome back to Teresa's Dead. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. I have an awful garbage filthy mouth, so viewer discretion is advised. But if you're not into that or weird shit in general, this is definitely not the place for you. Feel free to exit out the video here. No harm, no foul, but I'll remember our time fondly. I don't know why that just made me laugh because I sounded like a game show host. Anyway, hi! Oh my goodness, y'all! My baby sweet teas. This is the first fun size video in our new location. There's nothing behind me and I'm sad because I miss my babies, my little dumpster children. But I don't have them, and the other side of the room is filled with boxes that have my address all over them, so I would show you what it looks like, but then that would be doxing myself, and that's not cool. Anyway, with that said, I'm very excited for today's video because we're having a good old-fashioned fun size review. As you may or may not know, I have moved, and I haven't reviewed makeup in a while, so it's really nice that, you know, we're going back to our roots here. There has been so much makeup that has come out, and I was actually able to pick up a couple of these items while heading to my new home. We're going to be talking about the Good Apple Concealer from KVD Beauty, the new palette from Urban Decay, as well as a portion of the Lunar New Year collection from MAC Cosmetics. But before I get all Andy Rooney on you, a word from today's sponsor. Thank you to Thrive Market for sponsoring my garbage antics in today's video. If you have been living under a rock, Thrive Market is an online market offering only the best. Their products are of the highest quality, healthy, and sustainable. Their membership is $5 a month with a 1-year subscription. I love Thrive because the products are delivered at member-only prices, meaning if you find it at a better price somewhere else, they'll match it. In addition, all orders over $49 are shipped for free and carbon-neutral shipping from their zero-waste warehouse. Now, what makes Thrive Market so unique is that they have so many different products. So whether you're stocking your pantry with some tasty snacks like Justin's vanilla almond butter, or Late July's tortilla chips, or say you need a face oil, they actually sell Prima, which is a brand that I recommend time and time again. And the fact that you can get it cheaper is even better. Thrive Markets work directly with organic brands, so you can get the highest quality products at the best price. Now, like I mentioned before, I moved from New York to Florida, and I'm still in the process of trying to get settled, so like I don't quite know where everything is. And I don't know about you, but if you've ever had like a big move, trying to find like the best shopping area can be a little bit daunting, especially if you cannot find what you're looking for. So while I'm trying to still figure out where the best stores I should shop at for the products that I love, Thrive Market saves the day. Now, since I literally moved in last week, which this box is very heavy by the way, hi, I was able to order some staples for my house. And yes, this order is gonna be a little bit random, so don't judge me. I wasn't kidding when I say that these are like amazing. 5 out of 5, any other tortilla chip tastes like cardboard in my opinion. Now, this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I am so bougie. I only drink agave in my iced tea. I know, I'm not loving sweet tea, y'all. I can't, but I do love putting this in my iced tea. I know, I gotta beat the northerner out of me. But seriously, if you're looking for amazing agave, that actually pairs very, very well with Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. Just saying, look no further. We have some Relief and Recovery CBD cream from Sagely Naturals, which this is no surprise here. I'm always on the hunt for really good CBD products, and this one had great reviews. So I can't have tortilla chips without having salsa, and let me tell you, okay, as a salsa aficionado, Thrive Market salsa is where it's at. Any other salsa, hot water trash, 10 out of 10. Of course, we have the Mrs. Meyer's dish soap, which in a way, I feel like this is a soap that you have on display, just so when you have people come into your home, you can literally tell them that you're better than them without actually having to say it. Just saying, 10 out of 10. I'm not kidding when I say that this is like the best almond butter, and specifically the vanilla almond butter. This on a rice cake is life-changing. 10 out of 10, actually, no, 15 out of 15, okay? This is amazing. Peanut butter, she doesn't even go here, okay? This is the only thing you're gonna eat. From now on, I decree it as of today, you're only eating this. Sorry, peanut butter. Now, these are probably the less exciting things that I got in my package. Avocado oil, curry powder, whole black peppercorns, garlic powder, and onion powder. But no lie, my favorite thing from this whole order is from a brand called Raelle. And I discovered Raelle during the height of the pandemic, and it was the only pad I could find. And from that moment, my life was changed. For my pad people, listen, try it for yourself. Your mind will be blown and you're gonna be so mad that you used an inferior product for so long. I'm not even joking. This is a game changer. And honestly, I am much more happier during my period because of this. So seriously, this is amazing. Love this. So besides variety and price matching, the other thing I love about Thrive is that it's so easy to use. They have an app that makes shopping so easy. And they have a new feature called Auto Ship, where you never have to worry about running out of your favorites ever again. And best believe, Rael is on Auto Ship, okay? So if you're interested in making your life easier, join Thrive Market today to get 40% off your first order and a free gift worth over 50 bucks. Go to thrivemarket.com/Theresa's Dead. So thank you again, Thrive Market, for sponsoring today's video, and y'all go support the sponsors that support your garbage queen. I'm sorry, the sustainable organic garbage queen, but seriously, get the Rael. Get it. Your mind will be blown. Also, this too. It comes in handy when you have your period. Anyway, without further ado, let's talk about some makeup, y'all. KBD Beauty Good Apple Lightweight Full Coverage Concealer retails for $28. An extreme long wear, crease resistant concealer with the same hydrating lightweight full coverage as KBD Beauty's iconic Good Apple foundation. This concealer uses ultra concentrated interlaced pigments to seamlessly stretch over skin for undetectable full coverage. Blemishes and dark circles don't stand a chance. So this concealer comes in 32 shades. And it's actually in somewhat unique packaging compared to their Good Apple foundation, which do I even have it in front of me? The Good Apple foundation, basically, the case looks like a, I don't know, a fucking petri dish. That said, I love the packaging of this so much more. It feels clean, it feels sleek, and I really, really love the applicator. The applicator is described as like mimicking your fingertip for precision and a soft touch feel. And it's true. I would say this is probably one of the softest applicators I've ever used for concealers. Now, I love their foundation. Dare I say this is definitely in the top 5. And while so many people fucking hate it, I'm obsessed with it. I think it's amazing. I'm a dry ass bitch and it looks just so beautifully buttery on my skin. I cannot stress enough how much I'm in love with this foundation. Now, with that said, the concealer has enormous shoes to fill. And I didn't want to get my hopes up because I don't know about you, but nothing is more disappointing than following up a fantastic product with something that sucks ass. But with that said, this concealer is fucking everything. Everything. I never doubted you for a second, sweetie. Really, no, I love it. Now, could I have picked a better shade? Absolutely. And that's my only gripe about this product. The swatches on the model appear to look so much darker than it is in person. Looking at everything, I chose the lightest shade because everything just looks so much darker. And I was like, well, that's not gonna work for me. So let me choose this one. This looks accurate for me. Boy, was I fucking wrong. So when this shit finally showed up, I couldn't tell if it was for me or if I should use it as fucking touch-up paint for my walls. Cause that's how white it looks on my skin. It's a little alarming. But you know what? I'm not mad about it. If you like a bright under eye, this is for you. And I love how this formula blends beautifully with the foundation. So yes, I have used it with Good Apple, but today I'm wearing my Dior Air Flash and I just think it looks so pretty. It just fucking melts so beautifully into the skin. Now this stuff is full coverage. It's lightweight, but full coverage. So you don't need to like slather yourself like a piece of fucking toast. A little bit does go a long way. Now I usually apply it on the inner corner and the outer corner and then take my beauty sponge and I just like pat it out. And then if I need like a little extra coverage, sometimes I'll add it around the jawline, or sometimes that little kind of area right under the under eye, but like right above the cheek. Sometimes I'll have like a little bit of like a dark circle there. Sometimes I'll add like a little bit there. And I have to say that usually 85% of all concealers will crease on me in like a matter of a couple of minutes. And so using powder is like kind of crucial for me because if I don't time it just right, then I have like giant fucking lines under my eyes all day. Now don't get me wrong, I have fine lines. They're never gonna go away. Like it is what it is. But if I can prevent it from settling into them, I will do everything that I can. And I'm happy to say that this concealer, I can actually get away with not setting it really. But my extra ass still needs to set it at the end of the day though. I love the finish of it. It's not like a super hydrating finish, but it's not like a flat matte either. It's kind of somewhere in the middle, so it's like more like a demi matte. There is like a light sheen, like a very, very light sheen to it, I would say. And I love concealers like that, kind of like Goldie Cox. Like this is just right. Yes, I said Goldie Cox. I wonder how that lady in the subway is doing. I miss her. Anyway, the other thing I do want to point out as well is that this does not settle into my fine lines. And I really enjoy the fact that this whole area just looks like I'm well rested. So while my insides match a rotting bag filled with spoiled meats, my outside looks well adjusted. I look flawless, bitch. I have my shit together. I love that. And last but certainly not least, the thing that I really, really love about this is that the longevity is amazing. So I wore this for over 12 hours and everything still looked pretty good. I guess the moral of the story is I'm very happy that this concealer, I don't know, I guess exceeded my expectations. Like I had high hopes for it and then I tried to like pull it back because I didn't want to get disappointed. But I'm glad that I just had a gut feeling that it was gonna be good. It's so fucking good. And I'm pleased as punch. Oh my God, I turned Southern, y'all. I'm pleased as punch that both of these products work really well together, but also even more happier that I just don't have to use it with this. I can use it with other foundations and it's gonna look fucking amazing every time. Now I totally plan on repurchasing this in the future. However, I definitely think I'll probably pick a shade that's a little bit more closer to not looking like fucking my background. So that's something that I'm gonna have to figure out. But yeah, this is going to be like one of my new favorite, I guess like, it's not really luxury, I guess like mid-range concealers. This is great, I love it. 10 out of 10, dare I say one of my favorite products of 2022. I am so happy with this Good Apple line and I hope they continue to make more complexion products with this type of formula because the world needs it. Just saying. Urban Decay Wild Greens Eyeshadow Palette. Retails for $44. Let your creativity run wild with the Urban Decay Wild Greens Eyeshadow Palette. Featuring 12 wildly pigmented greens and earthy neutrals made with a blendable vegan makeup formula. A versatile mix of nature-inspired greens and earthy neutrals in shimmers, mattes, and metallics. So for $44, what exactly do you get? Well, this. So the packaging is, it's okay. Like, probably the worst thing about it. It's kind of flimsy. I don't like it because these doors are kind of like a little bit wonky and I feel like over time they're never gonna quite sit right, eventually opening up a little bit of the palette and just kind of, I don't know, just making it incredibly messy to store. Now, I would have preferred their normal packaging, but I guess that's what $10 more gets you. So instead, we just get whatever the fuck this is. And also there is no mirror. So for $44, you're just getting this and whatever that is. In any case, there are 12 eyeshadows, 6 mattes, and 6 pearl, shimmer, or metallic shades. Interestingly enough, they are all called pearls, and I don't think I've ever seen another Urban Decay palette that has that property or like that name tied to their metallics or shimmers. So it kind of sounds like it's a new formula that we're dealing with. Now, some of the shades are classified as metallic pearl, shimmer pearl, and honestly, they kind of all operated very much the same. So I couldn't really distinguish any differences between the two. So in today's review, I'm just gonna kind of break it down by 2 types of formula, mattes and shimmers. So with that said, let's break it down and talk about the mattes first. The mattes aren't bad. They're not bad at all. They're the kind of formula that requires you to build it up. And I definitely think there are some mattes that are better than others. The greens, in my opinion, Kale and Super Greens, were fantastic. Sure, they were powdery. Yes, there was a little bit of fallout, but I have to say that the fallout was very, very easy to clean. And you are gonna experience a fair amount of kick up in pan because these bitches are powdery. The peachier shades, which I think technically they're classified as red. I don't know where the fuck you see that, but they're like 2 peachy shades. They worked really good as well. The shade Lo-Fi, on its own, it's like a really like kind of subtle peach shade, but then when you combine it with turmeric overtakes the shade, ultimately just kind of making it one shade. To try to find like dimension between the two, it's kind of impossible because turmeric is so pigmented, but if you just use them on their own, separately, they're fine. The other shade, Kickback, which is like the darkest matte in the whole palette. It's funny because while it looks like the darkest matte shade in the palette, it wasn't really that dark at all. So I found myself using the shade Stash on top of Kickback just to give myself a little bit more dimension. Now there's a shade Earthside, which is kind of like a light brown color. This one barely showed up on me. It was really weird. And I don't know about you, but I mean, I look like, I don't know, loose leaf fucking paper. If I can't get it to show up on me, there is no hope for anyone else, just saying. So that was like the weakest one in my opinion. That said, the shades that did work had a pretty decent longevity. Around like the 8 to 10 hour mark, that's where I noticed some noticeable fading. And like I mentioned, there is some kick up and fallout amongst them. Now, I didn't experience any patchiness or difficulty blending. And I think the worst thing about them is the shade Earthside, just for the fact that it did not show up on my skin tone. And then the fact that the darkest shade Kickback is not really truly the darkest shade. It's, you know, like you need something else to really provide more dimension. So I would say those are pretty much like the cons of the mattes. For me, my favorite 2 shades were Kale and Super Greens, actually turmeric as well. Like those 3 were probably the best of the best. They were the most pigmented and they were solid. Now, as for the shimmers in this palette, or the pearls or whatever the fuck it is, I think they were, in my opinion, better than the mattes and probably the selling point of this palette. Now it's interesting because some of them, they have payoff on their own, but like not enough to get my makeup dick hard. You know what I mean? Like even on a good day, I still need a little bit of glitter glue or a little bit of like saturation from a brush just to have it a little bit more impactful. These are definitely a more light wash of color. But I will say that if you do use some glitter glue and a saturated brush, like the shade Twist, for example, definitely kind of packs a punch, a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. I'm happy to report that I didn't experience any like weird texture or flaking or fading throughout the day when used with glitter glue or water, but there is an explosion of glitter bukkake with the following shade, Fuzz. That one is like fucking Sparkle City. Tinkerbell took a shit all over my face, and like it is what it is. Like it's very difficult to clean up. Ultimately making it a shade where you have to do your eye makeup first and then your base last. It's interesting because I didn't experience that with the shade Twist, and I feel like they're very similar, but there's just something about Fuzz that's a little bit more on like the chunkier side. The shade Chill is so good. It's like a perfect inner corner highlight shade or like a brow bone shade if you're into that shit. That one is fucking great. It's so simple, but it's so good. It's a true definition of like a basic bitch shade. Overall, like I mentioned before, these are definitely the more of the highlight of the palette. They were easy to use. They worked very well when layering together. I didn't notice any shades really overtaking the other one. They do create really nice subtle gradients. Now, is this my favorite shimmer formula? No, but I think it's pretty good for what Urban Decay is known for. So if you're looking for like an alien slut level, I wouldn't recommend this. This is for the makeup lover that is just looking for a little bit extra but without fully committing. It's kind of like, you know, that person that decides to marry the safe choice instead of finding true love, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean though, right? Anyway, you know what's funny? I love that this is called Wild Greens because there's nothing fucking wild about this palette. I'm sorry. This is for those that think pepper is spicy. My mom. Mainly my mom. I miss her. Anyway, this is pretty fucking tame. In all reality, this color story kind of reminds me of the, what the hell is it? The Lime Crime, the Venus XL2, just because this is more of a pastel moment. And it's funny because I recently decluttered that palette because, you know, while I did enjoy it, over time the quality kind of got a little bit more just not as impactful as it once was. But I mean, to the palette's credit, I had it for, I think like what, 2 or 3 years at that point. So it lived its life. But in any case, this palette is kind of like the knockoff Diet Coke version of that palette. For Urban Decay, this is not a bad palette. It's not a great palette, but it's not a bad palette. The quality for the most part is pretty solid. There are some trouble areas, but it's definitely workable. And I think you do get a good variety of looks with this palette. My favorite part obviously is this section over here. I'm a slut for green. So obviously this is more of like a, kind of like a bog witch going on job interviews. Like that's what I would classify these shades as, and they're wonderful. Now, I think what kind of drives me nuts about this palette is the packaging. Why charge $44 for whatever the fuck this is? Also, where is my mirror? I want a mirror. This kind of reminds me of like a middle school girl's notebook, and not in a good way. I'm sure her poems about Brad from 7th period are way more fucking interesting than whatever this is. Personally, I don't think it's worth it for $44. There are better things on the market that are half the price. But when this inevitably goes on sale for 50% off, because that's what usually happens for Urban Decay, I say that is when you strike, like a motherfucking cobra. Don't pay anything more than 50%. If you do, I don't think you're gonna be that happy about it. Just saying. Now, last but not least, we have some MAC products. I know, who am I? Listen, y'all know me. This brand, I feel like, is incredibly overrated. They had their time and now it's like just sad at this point. It's like a barfly really just holding on to her youth. You know what I mean? Just sad. But anyway, every year they release a lunar collection, and like a moth to a motherfucking flame, I am drawn to it. So without further ado, let's talk about a portion of the Lunar New Year collection from MAC. The Extra Dimension Skin Finish Highlighter retails for $33. A liquid powder highlighter that gives a luminous, well-defined finish in a limited edition golden beige shade. For $33, I hate the fucking packaging. I hate it so much. All the MAC highlighters come in this like cheap little plastic packaging that looks like it's gonna be luxurious, but in all reality, I think my curry powder actually weighs more than this. I want this to be heavy, luxurious, like gold almost. It's fine. The plastic bullshit protected it. Anyway, I feel like in ways it's actually insulting to the pan design and the product to put it in this really cheap, shitty packaging. Also, Also, for $33, it doesn't have a fucking mirror. Like, that's not cool. Anyway, the outside sticker is adorable. I just wish the rest of the packaging just had a much more regal feel. It's funny because I think my my Polly Pocket sets I had when I was a child had much more stronger plastic than whatever the fuck this is. And while gorgeous, bottom line is that they need to step up their bussies when it comes to packaging because it's not good. Now, regarding the pan design, I think it's absolutely stunning. However, I feel like they missed the mark here because it's the year of the tiger. I almost wish the pan embossing was like a face of a tiger. That would have been fucking cool. Because when I think about it, I think about like the year of the dragon. That highlighter to this day, like, it's just, that is so fucking iconic that I don't understand why they would just choose this. Granted, it's pretty, but it's my least favorite out of all the lunar highlighters that I own. So yeah, while gorgeous, I feel like they missed their mark, especially with the year of the tiger. That said, the formula on this is fucking good. It's good, bro. Like, so good. This is an alien slut highlighter. It's absolute perfection. And that is the one thing that I can count on with MAC. Sure, they release some real fucking dull pieces, but when it comes to highlighters, they know what the fuck they're doing. So sure, yeah, bore me all the time with your fucking ideas, but I will happily give you my money for quality like this. So this liquid powder, like gel type formula is so easy to use. It's the kind of product that you don't really need to build up. Now I build it up because I'm a maniac, but in all reality, it does pack a lot of punch with just one swipe. I like that this formula glides so effortlessly on the skin, and it really just blends so beautifully with the other products that I have on my face. Now I have to say, when this was initially released online, it definitely looks darker in pan. And when I was actually at the MAC store in Disney Springs, they had it out, and which was actually kind of wild that you could swatch stuff here. In New York, like, you can't swatch anything, but like here it's like, no, go ahead, which I'm like, ugh, terrified, but also low-key excited. So this one I actually wound up swatching, and I realized that this is much, much lighter than what it looks like in pan. So if you do look like me, a plastic bag filled with Marlboro Lights, rest assured that this is gonna work very, very well in your skin. In any case, the formula has excellent longevity. This product has a lot of high shine, but it doesn't emphasize any texture. It doesn't have any like loose glitter or sparkles in it. Everything looks beautifully seamless. Now, while incredibly pigmented from the jump, I will say that you can buff this into your skin to kind of give it a little bit of a less intense look, but still it's pretty fucking intense. I love highlighters like that. I know there's some people that really just love a more natural feel. I feel like in a way you can obtain that, but you're gonna have to buff it in a little bit because otherwise you're gonna be glowing like an alien slut, baby. And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, I'm pleasantly surprised with how well this color worked for me. So again, if you look like me, don't be scared. It's gonna work very well for you. Even with the shitty packaging aside, this is worth every fucking penny. And I can only hope that they're gonna create a more exciting packaging in the future. But yeah, this is fucking amazing. 10 out of 10. The next product I'm gonna talk about is the Powder Kiss Lipstick in the shade Push Your Luck. This retails for $24. A weightless moisture matte lipstick that delivers a blur of fierce, soft focus color in 4 limited edition shades. Okay, so the packaging is pretty much in line with the highlighter, meaning that the sticker portion looks cool, but in all reality, it feels very cheap in hand. Dare I say this feels better than this, but still, it feels kind of cheap. In ways, I feel like this should be weighted and luxurious and not something that I will find in Claire's for kids makeup, but it is what it is. In any case, this particular color interests me because I don't have a lot of oranges in my collection. And I like that this wasn't an intense color. I'm a basic bitch when it comes to lip shades, okay? Y'all know me. I'm usually like nude or like beige or some fucking variation of that. But I like that this has like a little bit of excitement while still remaining very neutral. I feel like a saucy paralegal at a key party. And if you don't know what that is, Google it. You're welcome. Anyway, I kind of have mixed emotions about this product. Initially, I really didn't like it, but now it's starting to grow on me. So while on the matte side, this formula is actually very super comfortable to wear, and it goes on incredibly easy as if you're putting on lip balm. So because of like the powder type of formula, the opacity is not the best. I find the more you build up the product, the more it becomes streaky. So you kind of have to keep building it up. And due to the powder formula, the opacity upon initial application is kind of shitty. It's definitely streaky, and you feel like you're constantly like layering the product more and more to try to even it out. And I think that's where I went wrong, because technically this is more of like a a light wash of color. So I didn't initially realize that at the time. So I just kind of like building it up, building it up, building it up. And I think when I did that, it just felt like it was too heavy on my lips and I didn't really like it. And I also found that while it does smell good, this lipstick, there is I don't know, it kind of has like a tingling sensation. And the more product that I had on, the more tingly it became, and it just got to be so uncomfortable. So I was like, fuck this product. I hate it. I want to get rid of it. I was like, let me try it again. So this time I used a little bit of product. So as I put like 2 layers on, I then used my finger and I kind of like smoothed it out. And I noticed when I did that, it definitely gives more opacity and it kind of gives like this really beautiful, like soft matte moment. I am happy to say that I have been recording for a while now. I've had to do like maybe a couple of touch-ups only because I'm talking so much. But if I'm not like talking a mile a minute, it has really decent longevity. And I really do like that this formula is very smooth and it doesn't like bunch up into the corners to kind of create those really weird fucking crunchy bits that sometimes you experience with lipsticks. Like everything feels very, very smooth. So yeah, I totally am now on board with this product, but yeah, initially I was like, no, fuck this, I hate it. I absolutely love the color. Again, it's a little bit of an excitement with more of like a neutral tone to it. So I definitely feel like this is a lipstick that I'm going to wear all the time. Does this necessarily go? I don't think so, but it is what it is. Anyway, I would be interested in picking up other shades. I think there was like another shade that looked really good that I would consider getting. And now that I know how to use it, I totally am going to pick one up. But yeah, this one was good. I have to say, like the Lunar collection, the 2 things that I did get was pretty awesome. They did have an eyeshadow palette. Man, I feel like MAC eyeshadows are like really not worth the money in my opinion. And then they also had some brushes in the collection. Brushes really didn't interest me at all, but yeah, I will definitely go back and pick up another shade of this. Anyway, yeah, so with that said, I pretty much liked majority of the stuff. Oh wow, okay, not bad. I didn't waste my money too much in today's video. So that said, thank you so much for checking out this fun size review. And again, thank you so much to Thrive Markets for sponsoring. And now I wanna hear from y'all. Let me know down below if you picked up any of these products. If so, what do you think? Do you hate them? Do you love them? Let me know because I love hearing from you. And of course, let me know what other products you wanna see me review. I have been out for a little bit, so I kind of feel like a lot is going on. I don't know where to start. So let me know what you wanna see. And with that said, I wanna say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, it's free, and hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, to all my beautiful, wonderful patron bubbies. Thank you so much for keeping this delicious, disgusting, filthy, trashy, really filthy, really gross, really nasty garbage boat afloat. Couldn't do without you. I love your adorable little delicious faces, and I just want to gobble you all up. I seriously just want to eat you all up, so you just live in my belly and we could be one. If you want to know what's currently on my face, along with where to get these products, as well as the stuff from Thrive, everything will be listed in the description box below. And I'll see you little pumpkins later. Bye.